Hello, this was shared with me so I can share it with you. This is a filter for your fish tank. And what I want to show you with this one, you see here back, I'm doing a partial tank change on my axolotl tank, and I'm changing the substrate. And you can see how cloudy that water is. So that's going to be a good test for this. I took the last filter out. I have it all. I just was cleaning out the substrate, and then I'm going to put this in, and we'll see how it does. So I'm going to unbox it here quick, and then we'll get it set up. This is a 4-in-1. It has here you got, all right, it has an internal filter. So this here is the hose. It has noise reduction, and it also has a copper wire motor, and it is energy saving with a ceramic axis. So there is everything. It's pretty much already assembled. Super easy there. You just got to put it right inside your tank. This is a 12-watt power, 800 liters, and this is the model 8818. You can use this for either fresh or marine tanks. We're going to get this set up here in a freshwater tank. Again, this is my axolotl tank. I'm going to use it. I have an axolotl and a beta in there. They get along. The axolotl is still a baby, and she's been in with that beta since she was this big, so they get along just fine so far. So here you can see that. We've also got some big snails in there. So what happens is you've got your canister here. So all of it comes in through these intakes. It goes through your filter sponge here, and then it goes out the top. So I'm going to show you, this is how you're going to clean it then. It goes through both of these, and then the water surfaces through. So when you clean it, you're just going to scrub these out. These are going to catch all your debris. In my case, it's a lot of axolotl pellets that just get into the water. So just so you can see what we're dealing with and why that tank back there is so messy, these are what axolotl pellets look like right there. So see that? And usually she eats them pretty quickly, but every now and then she just lets some of them dissolve, and then they get a little messy. So then that is why I need a good filter. So we'll get this set up and see how it does on that cloudy mess back there. I always like to rinse things out first, just to make sure that they're clean going into your water. So I'm going to go rinse these out, and then we'll just put this top on and put it right into the water, and we'll be ready to go. Plug it right in. This part here is how it's going to attach on the back. So this will go on your filter. So this part here just clips right on to this part here. So I think there it went, just like that. So that's just going to slide right on there like that. And then you're going to put your suction cups into there. So you see there, they're just going to slide right into that teardrop shape there. The back just goes right into there. And then they slide up to the end like that. And then that's how they're going to hold the tank on. And you have 4 of those. So then that is what it's going to look like there. This part slides on the back, and then those are in there. Then it also includes these little controls for your air intake, and you have the different controls for that, and the cap, and the other ones. So we'll get those set up. It does have this instruction book here to help you out with this. You see that shows you how the pieces all go together. So basically this one here is going to go right into this front here. You're just going to push that one in, and then your hose is going to go on the top here. So then there's just going to plug right over that one. This one's going to be where the air goes out. Then we plug this up. Then that's just going to leave us with putting this onto this and pushing that on there. And then this is going to be your valve to control your air. And the airflow is going to control with that. And then this is going to go on the other end of the hose. Let's grab our hose a while. And there it is. So we're going to put this on the top. And you're just going to slide that right onto the hose like that. And then this part is going to go over on the other portion. That's just going to go right there into the top, like this. And that will control your airflow. All right, so you can see here, this thing has its work cut out for it. We'll give it a little time here, set this in, and then we'll see how well it does. We actually lowered the tank here a bit, and this is just the... So you can see here, it's pretty cloudy, and I'm just going to put this in here, and we'll see how long it takes to get this cleared up for us. Like I said, I'm changing out the substrate, so it's pretty dirty there. And it's all of the pellets from the axolotl. So we'll get this shown, and we'll see how good this little puppy can do here. We do have this green stuff on the side is actually my water lettuce, or guppy lettuce, I guess it's called. Guppy grass, guppy lettuce, something like that. And because I took the water levels down, it's just sticking to the glass a little bit. But nothing to worry about there. We're just going to put this little guy here in the front so we can watch it in work. Watch it in action. And you want to submerge it the whole way. So we're going to put it right down into there. It's got lots to clean, so it should be a happy little filter doing what it does best. I think I've got the water lettuce all over my hand now. Here we go. We're going to plug it in. Got our air coming out there. Got a happy little snail here hanging out. And I'll get my cord over here and start it up. You can see it's already starting. Got the little motor there going. You can see the water movement starting to happen around it. and we'll check back here. We'll see how it looks. So I just wanted to give you an update here on the filter. As you can see, it is definitely not as cloudy today. I have actually left this sit. It's been about probably 2 days here. Didn't have a chance to get too much more time to mess with it. So here, like I said, I was removing the stone, and of course that made the water very, very cloudy because all the stone had a lot of debris in it from the axolotl pellets. And you can see here that now I have pretty much a clear bottom. There's a few stones I need to get yet. And I'm going to be adding my new substrate, which is going to be much more axolotl friendly. It's not going to be the larger, well, they're still small stones, but it's going to be more of a sand base than the stone. So I thought I would give you an update here. This little filter has done a decent job there. You can see it's even collected some of my my little plant life there. It's pulled some little guppy leaves or whatever they're called there. Those are my little floating, they're floating plants, but they kind of gather there at the top of my water and just kind of float. And the fish enjoy them. They kind of create a little covering from the light. But anyway, so there you can see there's my little axolotl hanging out. She's trying to figure out what I am doing here, but as I mentioned before, I'm changing the substrate. So this little filter here has done a really good job. I'm going to take it out now and clean it. So then I like to just unscrew the base, and then I put it in some water. That way I don't lose any of my plant life. But obviously different people, you might not care. I'm trying to get this plant life started, so I'm trying to save as much of it as I can. But at some point it does outgrow your tank, so you might not care anymore at that point. Ignore this tub. It is an old tub with lots of enamel issues. But anyway, it works good for cleaning out my tank. So here you see this is, it looks like here. So we're just going to take these out. You see there's it captured some plant life on there. So you're basically just going to pull the sponge out. And you can see there it caught all that. And I'm not going to care about all that. I just try to save as much of it as I can. But you can't save it all. So I might just scrape some of it off there on the edge. And then the rest we're going to run under the water. So there you see it got all that dick out, and that is all coming out. You're just going to run that under the water until it doesn't come out black anymore. And then you're going to do the same thing with the next piece until you have all clean sponges again. And then you're ready to put it back in the water to filter some more. And these actually do really well because they don't hurt your water, and they keep the natural biome or whatever it is in your tank. So your tank has a natural flow of bacteria. So this can take out the dirt and the particles. In my case, it is the axolotl pellets that dissolve into the water. So this is going to pull those off. That's why it's so dark. That is not just fecal matter. It is a lot of the pellets when they dissolve. So there you can see we're getting a good clean. What's coming out of the base is clean now. So now it's ready to go back in the tank. But you can see here, this was, you saw how cloudy that water was. And this is about, I think it's maybe 2 days later. But it's looking good. Very happy with this. So now you can see the new base with my happy little axolotl.